Tamara here, nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. Now we are working on book 4 of our recipe book series that we've been doing over the course of March 2024. They are quite quick and easy books, so you could probably get one done within a couple of hours. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's really important that you subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. It really does. And I thank you, each and every one of you that hits that subscribe button, and also that little tiny bell icon as well, because that means that whenever I upload to YouTube, you will be one of the first people to know about it. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so I've got my cardstock ready. I'm just going to grab my PDF. Now the PDF is the same, so all the front covers and the hinges are the same for all 4 books. So if you wanted to go ahead and do that, you can just pause me, but in case you hit this video and you haven't seen the rest, then these are the measurements for the other 3 books. So for your front and back covers, you're going to cut one at 8.5 by 5.5 and one at 8.5 by 7.5. So I'm going to put 2 together and just cut the 8.5 first, like so, and then turn around and cut the 7.5. So take one out, and I'm going to cut the 7.5 on one, and then going to go down and cut the 5.5 on the other. Now that then is our front and back covers. So I'm going to do the score lines as we go along. So you need to just bring in your bigger piece, and you're going to score along the long edge at 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to have to turn mine around because I've used these measurements on this side of my cutting guide. I'm just going to turn that round, and then if you don't like to do that, you can just score at 1/2 and then move up to the 2. Okay, it's just the way I work. So that then is your front and back cover. So I'm also going to do the hinges. So get that right. So I'm going to put them in my little project box. So using just the off-cut bits of what you've cut off, we can do the hinges. So hinge 1, we're going to cut at 8 and then at 3. Okay, like so. And then we're going to score at 1/2 and at 1, and then turn around and score at 1/2 again, and then at 1. Okay, so that's hinge 1. So I'm just folding them over now. So for hinge 2, again cut at 8 and then cut at 1. And then score at 1/2 inch. Then getting the other one, so this is now hinge 3. That's already at 8, so we're going to then score this, cut this down to 7/8. And score this at 3/8. Like so. And then just fold that over. So that's your front covers and your hinges done. Now for the inside, front and back covers, that's the next thing we're going to do. We are going to use the angle tool again, but we're going to make flaps. Okay, so let me just grab up my measurements. So for these you're going to cut two lots, so 2 for the front, 2 for the back, and they're going to be cut at 6 by 7.5. So I'm just going to cut 2 pieces together. 6 by 7.5. I'll do the 7.5 because that's the longest measurement. 7.5 by 6. There. And the next one is 6 by 5 and 5/5. So this would be 5. So we've got 6. Goes this way. 6. What is that? That's 5.5. Oh, there's 5/5. 5/5 by 6. Okay, and then that goes like so. So you will also need to cut your pattern paper for these, but we're going to score them and we're going to we're going to need to cut the pattern paper for these. So our pattern paper, I'm just going to pick one out of here. Just close my eyes and choose. Oh, I love this one. Have I had? No, I'm going to use that for my front cover because I haven't used that one yet. So keep that over there. So delve in and pick another one. So close my eyes. No, I can't use that neither. So next one, 3rd time lucky. We've used that. And I'll get there in a minute. 1 second. Let's go with, I've got a few of those, so let's just go with that. We'll go with that one. And because that's quite nice, I like it. It's got this nice texture on it. I don't know if you can see that. Just like these little crackles in here. Very nice. So we're going to cut this down to 5 3/8 by 7 3/8. So 5 3/8 is there. By 7 3/8. Is there? So that's 1. Now I'm just going to do 1 and then we'll do the other, or I'll do the other one that's not on camera. So the next one is 5 3/8 again. By 5.5. Okay, so that is our pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a little pencil line down here at 1/2 inch. Okay, because this is going to be your score. This is going to be your flap, so it's going to be your anchor point. Now again, it's up to you. You can either have your flap opening this way or you can have it opening that way, but think about it, because then your second flap, you could either have it going this way, so you could have it going the opposite way if you wanted to. Again, up to you, whatever you want to do. I think I'm going to go with, actually what we could do, instead of drawing a pencil line, we could score it, but don't fold it. Let's do that. I've just had a thought. So, score that down, don't fold it. And then this one, just make sure you get it the right way, is that way. So, score it, don't fold it, like so. And then that way, we can then just take our angle tool up to that scored line. So, I've got my tool here. Now, if you want to see how to use this, I have got a YouTube video up on my channel. I will put the link up just there somewhere, and that way you can then click on it and it's just a how-to. So, we've got our pieces now. I am going to grab my tape. I'm going to do the big one first rather than the smaller one. Now I'm going to have my one flap opening from or on my right hand side, and then that way I can have the other on the other side. I do have to say, excuse my nails, I've had a couple that have fallen off, so I'm hoping to be going to the nail place soon, the nail salon soon, so please excuse them. They broke today, you know what it's like, you kind of like break at the worst possible moment. So, with your tool, I'm going to have a 1/8 of an inch gap all the way round. So I'm just going to grab my sheet of paper and just place it on. So where I've got that pencil line, I can actually see more so than if I just had the scored line. So it was quite a good thing to do, the penciled mark. So we're going to just stick off this like so, and I'm going to get it into place like that, and then I'm just going to secure it down with my sticky tape, and then just stick that across like so. Now with my tool I've got a angled corner. There we go, you can see that there. Now I'm going to place that angled slant up against the top of my page, up at the very top. So let me see if I can just, I don't know if it'll work. Let me see if I can bring you down a tiny bit. Let me get my, I put everything away. It may not work. No, I have to be on the actual, I'm taping on OBS, so it doesn't seem to work for some unknown reason. So, once I've got my, where I want it, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to have it like that. And then that way I can get the whole thing on. I do need a bigger cutting mat really. There, let's go that way. So I'm going to just move that along. So I'm going to keep this edge along the top of my work, but I'm just going to move that slightly along, okay, so that it is still parallel to the top of your card. Okay, then this, if this is parallel, this is going to be the correct one. So I'm just going to push that along a little bit. Now I'm going to start, you can actually push that over and see, yeah, let's push that over, it will work. So I'm going to cut, I'm going to have a go and cut it all off at the same time, like so. So get your tool, now you need to really give it a lot of welly, but keep it really tight.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Don't know how she got that. So I'm going to just push it in there, push it down, and then I kind of moved for some unknown reason. Let's go in. There we go. Phew, got there in the end. So we've cut that bit off. Now, because I didn't go all the way along, it's not taking it. So just take that bit off. Grab your scissors. I'm just going to just tidy that little bit up there. There we go. It was just where this bit didn't get in. So pull that open, and this one, pull that off. And I'm going to just fold that over now, because now I can fold that over. Now you will have this little bit at the top. Just cut that bit off, because that's just your glue tab. So then this should then fit nicely in there as your, there we go. Now did I not cut? Do you know what? I don't think I cut that at the right. I think I cut this at 7.5 and it should have been at 7 3/8. Yes, I cut that, so I'll make an amendment on that. So then that is your nice matten layer around like so, and then that then becomes a nice flap, so you can have that as a flap. But we've also then got these bits here that have come off. Now you can then, if you want to, just cut off that glue tab, and then these can become a little pocket underneath your flaps like so. But we'll when we put the whole thing together, I'll show you what to do with those. So coming on to the small one, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to place that on. Now that is brilliant, that's right. I think I didn't cut enough off of that other one. So I'm placing it so the top edge is right up to, so they're butting up to each other, and then you've got your nice gaps around the other three sides. Like so. Grab your tape again, put that on, and then we can cut this bit off. Now I'm going to go the opposite way, so I'm going to go from this corner down. So I'm going to use the other side of the tool and bring it over. Make sure I'm parallel to the top. There we are. I've just brought it over so that my slot is just past the cardstock. So hold it down really firmly. I didn't hold it down firmly enough in the last time. And then just very gently pull it through. See, that was what I think I should do, is have a test run first of all and then get the memento up. So just where my blade is a little bit blunt. Sorry, excuse the brain frog. I think it's a combination of lots of things, so I do apologise for the brain fog. So I've got my, so you need to just chop off that bit that is extruding, that is protruding up, and then we can then add that on there like so. So that then is the front and back covers, and I'm going to use these as the pockets underneath. So with your front and back cover, I'm going to put my glue along that glue tab that is on your, I would say your back cover. I'm going to call this the back cover because this is your back cover and your spine. Okay. So I'm going to push that up. So I'm getting my front cover, and I'm just pushing it into that scored line. Okay, push that over. Like so. Push it down and just keep going over and over it until the glue starts to stick. Now I think what I've done is I've slipped a little bit, so my covers weren't level. But that's the good thing about using glue. If you do have a little error or a little mishap, you can quickly just take it off and then reposition it. There we go. So that then is your covers. There, how quick and easy is that? I love this book, I really do. So I'm also going to round my corners. Now, through all my other books, I've used the 1/4 inch rounding tool, part of my crocodile. So I'm going to keep that same roundness. So I'm also going to write, I'm going to open it out, so I'm going to write back and front, okay, like so, but I need to turn it round because it needs to go back and front. Turn them up the right way, Tamara, and then I'm just going to put an arrow, then I know that this is my front and this is my back. Now the reason I'm having this as my back is so that the glue tab is on the back. Doesn't matter, I've made an error on a few of them and my glue tab's been at the front and you wouldn't notice, but I just think it's nicer to have it at the back. So I'm going to open that out and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just put front and back just so that I remember. So bring in your tape measure, your ruler, and I'm going to put or make a 1/4 inch line where this glue tab joins, or your spine joins. I'm going to just do a 1/4 inch line, just a little tiny one like so, just so that you can see. And then I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Okay, just grab that there. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, I've just noticed I must have put my finger over the craft knife. That's how sharp they can be. Look, I've cut my thumb. Right. I don't think it's my day today. So come to the bottom, we're going to give that a 1/8 of an inch gap or measurement, and again at the top a 1/8 of an inch. Now it is slightly bigger than an 1/8 of an inch, but as long as you've got those measurements and your hinges are in between that, it'll be a-okay. I am going to move you up a little bit. I feel as though I keep slipping down. So bringing in your hinges. Now in the previous books, what I'd done is I actually cut off this back hinge. So when I say cut it off, what I did is I just folded that over so I didn't have the extendable hinge. I'm not going to do that on this one. I'm going to keep it on there and then we can work to it, which I think would be a different take on this same book. So I'm going to push that in like so. And how did I get that there? There we go. Let me just take that. I had some pencil mark on there. So I'm going to make sure that it is at least somewhat in the middle. It's the same as here, is where you've got your lines that fold over, they actually cover your measurement lines, but that's okay as long as you can by eye it and it's near enough on the same lines, you should be fine. So I'm going to glue all of the back. So what I've done is I've just folded the hinges over so that they are folded over onto each other, and then I'm just going to place that down and bring that up, just a tiny bit more, and just a tiny bit more. There we go. And then that is in like so. Now I'm going to rub out these little pencil marks here just while I've got my rubber ready, and it's there and again there. Now I think I might have a bit too much gap at the top, so I'm just quickly going to take that off again and just redo that. Like so. Now pencil line is still there, so I can push that in again a bit more, pull that over, just making sure, there we go, that's better, there, that's better. As I say, that's the use of using the, now I'm just going to move you around just a tiny bit, there we go. Using the glue, kind of like down here, I think I might need to bring you down. There, now I feel as though I'm in shot. So, we've got our first hinge on. Now, while I haven't got the other hinges on, I am going to just mitre my corners. Now, I'm just mitering them, and I'm going down to the first score line. Okay, like so. It doesn't matter how big or you do them, you just need to mitre them because we need to get the pages on. So with that done, we're going to put the first one on. Now, here's where this becomes a little bit interesting. You can have, now because our hinges 2 and 3 are different sizes, you can choose where you want to have the gaps, because I've got smaller gaps on some of the pages because I didn't need to have a massive gap. So you can have the bigger hinge at the back, so that goes this way, okay, or you have the smaller one at the front, like so, and then you could have the smaller gap in the middle of your page. Now I think I'm going to do that on this one because I haven't had the smaller gap in the middle in most of them. I think I've had them mainly at the back, so I'm going to do that with this one. So I'm going to have the smaller one, so my hinge 3 is going to go on my first slot, and then the hinge 3 is at the back. Now I'm not going to mitre these corners because we're not going to have pocket pages on these ones. So I'm going to just put them in, like so, and then we can stick this down. Like that. And I'll do the same with this one. Now I've put them in, I'm sorry, I've just put that in without explaining what I did. Now I've put the edge butted up to the score line of your first hinge, and I've just folded that over just to make sure that it's not going to get in the way when you fold that hinge backwards and forwards. So I'll do the same with this one. So where you've got your scored line, your hinge is going to go up against that. Now what I also didn't say is I glued down the 3/8 of an inch part of that glue tab, not the 1/2 inch one. You still got the 1/2 inch is up at the top, okay? So with this one, this is going to go in, and I'm going to have that 1/8. It's about a 1/8 to a 1/4 of an inch gap in between. Okay, if you want it bigger, then have 2 hinges at the 7/8, and then you'll have a bigger gap. So again, just gluing that down like so, and put that in. Now I'm just lining it up with the top and the top and the bottom, and I just need to push that over because that has moved over to the wrong side. There we go, like so. And then that is your 2 hinges. Well, you've got 3 hinges in there now. I'm just burnishing them down. Grab yourself a tool and just burnish down like so. There we are. And then that one as well. So there's your hinges in like that. Okay, now I've done the first page here, and I've just made a few little amendments to it. So we'll go through it as I go. Now what I've done is I've actually added a closure on here in the form of this like little belly band type thing that slots in. Now what I've done with this is I've actually made a slot. You can't see it in the back here, but I'm not going to do that on the back page. I'm actually just going to use this bit here. But if you want to put a slot in, you can. And again, these sizes is really what you want to make it. I've just used some offcuts that I had, so that's what I'm just going to use, is just things like that from my stash that I've cut already. So to make this here, because we're going to make them as a flap, so this one flaps open and then flaps that side, and then I've used the waist as a little pocket in there like so. So let me get started. Now we are going to use the new angle tool. These are brilliant. These have been so popular. I'm so thrilled that loads of people have already bought theirs. So I really hope that you are going to enjoy using them as much as me. Now what I've actually gone and done by mistake is I've gone and scored my edge here. Doesn't matter. It just means that I've just got to tape down a little bit more than what I would do. So I'm going to do the bottom one first, and I'm going to just tape it down. So I'm going to put my pattern paper right up to the edge of the top here and not leaving any of the gap around, because when we then come to push it down, we will end up with a gap. So I'm just going to stick that bit down, get another bit here, and put this on like so, and then we can get our tool. Now I did have it, but as per usual, I can't seem to be able to do anything in my house at the moment without having to look for something. So I've just found it now. So I'm not going to go into, well, a quick brief overview of this angle tool. It's really simple and really easy to use. You can use a craft knife, or if you don't want to use a craft knife, down the little slot here you can get a mechanical pencil, but you won't be able to get a normal pencil because the slot is so small. It just won't go through. So I'm going to angle my tool. Now I'm going to use here, so let me just move you down a little bit here, and then you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move you up. Please excuse my nails. I'm going to get some new nails in the next couple of weeks, so I've just taken them off just to give my nails a little bit of a breather, so they are in a bit of a manky state at the minute, so please do bear with me. So I'm going to use this slot at this, not the slot, sorry, this angle at the top to line that up with the top of my page, and then you can move it as far forward as you want or as far back as you want. But I'm just going to angle that so that that slot is running parallel, like so. That means that this slot here is just past my paper, which is good, which is what we want. And this slot here is down here. Then that means that I can then have a good clean cut all the way through. Now, if you want to, you can tape this down, but just use your finger lift tape, or the tape that it is low tack. So I'm going to cut all the way along, even over our glue tab here. Okay, so just getting myself lined up again. Now you will have to press down really hard. Now what I would have done normally is stand up to do this, but I'm going to just bring that down. And it should have hopefully cut all the way through. It has. So just pull that bit off, and I will just need, and my blade is getting a bit blunt, so that's why it hasn't gone all the way through. Now I don't want to go through my, I don't want to go do another pass in case I don't get it in the exact same spot. So I'm just going to go through once. Now I think as I've cut that, I've not cut it straight. Oh, Tamara, you're not doing a very good job of this, are you? There. So let's bring this down, and this one here as well. Take that off, and then we can move that down, and then that is your angled pocket or flap in the case of this is going to be. Now I am just going to tidy that up. It's just where I've clipped it. There we go, that's better. Got rid of all those little pieces there. So let me just put you up again so that you can see a little bit more. Hello. So that's my first one. Now that's going to go on like so. And then our second one is going to go on this way. So I'm going to have it so that my first one opens this way and my bigger one opens out. Or you can have it the other way around. So you can have this one on the inside, like I have it here. So it's like a hidden flap. And then this one can be on the outside. It's entirely up to you, however you want to do it. I think I might go with the same, with having the bigger one on the top like that. So that would mean I would need to go from my corner here down to create that sort of crisscrossy type look. I think that's what I'm going to do. Don't know. Yes, I think I am, because I need to have this as my closure. Let me just have a think about this, because that's going to be quite a lot on there. Well, let's try it. There's anywhere but try it. So I'm going to have my smaller one on the top and my bigger one at the bottom, just to give us all a different look. Now this one here, we can keep this to make as a little pocket in a moment. So I'm going to go from my corner to my glue tab. So I'm just going to get my pattern paper in the right space. There we go. Then we can tape it down. 1 and 2, like that. So again, I'm going to just I'm going to use the other opposite end now of my angle tool, and I'm going to push that on. I'm going to put I need to get a bigger cutting mat really, don't I? There we go, that way. So I'm going to position the line along the top there of my paper and card. Hold it down, make sure that I've got this slot over there like that, and push. Now I'm going to cut against the slot edge nearest to me. So there we are. Oh, that one's come away a lot better. There we are. Take this off. And that's our second one. And it's going to go on one like so. And then one like so. Now, the other thing that I may do is I might just, because that's going on the top, like so, I may have to, no, I think that's fine. I was going to say what I might need to do is just trim off a 1/8 of an inch off of your paper and your card, your cardstock, just so that it's not fighting inside, but I think it's going to be okay. So I'm going to position this just where I think I want it to be. Now I'm just thinking, do I need to put this one on first? Yes, I can do. So I'm going to round the two corners, sorry, the one corner, so it's the corner of your paper and of your cardstock. I've just had a twofer there, just done them two at the same time, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick that on. If I find where I've put my glue. And I'm going to glue on our valley fold side. Sorry, mountain fold side. Get it right. Now I did just looking. There it is. Okay, so let's just put our glue on, like so, and we can stick this down. Now I'm sticking it down so that it is very near that scored line, just this side of it. So come over here a little bit so you can see. Just pushing that down. So that's then our top. Now I will add my inked edge with my pen, like so. And then this is going to go on like that. Now we'll just put just a bit underneath, just so that I can see what I'm doing. Then I can see my edge there. There we go. So that is then the top. Now, before we put the bottom on, you need to get your closure, whatever you're going to use. Now, I might make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to make this down to, I think in the instructions or in the PDF, I think I had this at 1 1/4, which is probably about the right size. I just picked up a part, just an offcut. That's probably a better size. Now I'm going to have it so it's coming quite far over, because this is going to fit over the top like that, and then that's going to be our closure. But what I don't want to do is I didn't want to bring it round the front. I wanted to make sure that I had it under this one here. So I'm just going to mark that there and just fold that over like so. Now if you want to, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to score a 1/8 of an inch score line just below that one, just to give me a bit of a gusset. Okay, like so. There we are. And then that can fit under like that. And there we go. It can fit right up to this edge of your bottom flap. Okay. And you don't have to have it as wide as this. If you want to, you can cut that bit off, because this is what's going to be glued down. So we can then get that into position like so. And then this way you don't need to use magnets. So you've got a magnet-free book. I mean, if you want to use magnets instead, then fill your boots and do that. But I just thought this was a nice alternative. Now, although they don't look exactly the same, when you get your pages on, you're not going to see them in the same light. Okay, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. But I actually quite like that you've got one here and one here. It does look quite effective. So we've got them on. Now I'm going to see how far this is, and I think I'm okay. Just fold that over. Fold this over. Let me see how far that comes over. Right, yes. What I am going to do is I will cut off a 1/8 of an inch off of this long side. 1/8 of an inch. And again off of your cardstock. 1/8 of an inch off there. And then that's going to help that to close. So again, I'm going to round my corner, and this time I'm rounding the corner that has the glue tab on, like so, and I will ink the edges. Okay, and that goes on like so. And then we're going to stick that down onto the actual page or your back cover. So again, I'm just going to use that mountain fold glue tab, and I'm lining it up with the rounded edge of my cover, like so, and push that up and push that across like that. There we are. So that is that. Just burnish that down like so. So that then is those. So that's going to keep that closed down. Once we add this bit, it is going to end up with being a nice little closure. But I will round these two corners here. I just think it makes it look rather nice and rounded and a bit more professional. So again, if you wanted to round these, you could. Now we will decorate them, and they will, I might even add some brads on there as well. That might make that look a bit more like a buckle than anything. So I'm going to cut that down to about there. So it's not an exact measurement. There we go, like so. Let me just round these corners if I can. Oh, I can. Oh, these are going to look nice. Like so. Like so. And then this is going to go on like that. Oh, that looks so much better. Look at that. Than that. So, if you like both, you can. This one was put on really just to hide my slot here. Don't know if you can see that. I put a slot in, but I didn't really like it because it wasn't straight, and I'm terrible. I like things to be straight. So I thought this one I'm going to do a bit differently. So I'm going to bring that down, although I may make this a little bit smaller, because I think, although if it goes here, it's not too bad. It actually fits quite nicely on there. In hindsight, what I could have done is moved this up a little bit, but I didn't want this bit to come over like that there. And I think as well, I like my flaps this way rather than this one hidden. Just think what I like. But again, you can see the two, so now you've got two choices to make to see which one you like. So I'm going to just add my glue at the top, at the two ends, and then I'll just stick that down. Oh, I must change this chair. I'm really sorry. It's so squeaky. Right, I'm not going to pull that out just yet. I'm going to wait for that to dry. But that will then pull out. And what I think I may do is give it a round. What you can actually do, which would look really good, which is I wish I'd have done it before, but I've only just thought of it, is put yourself some score lines. Now I may still be able to do it if I'm lucky. I think I'll start this way. So you can put your score lines in, and that's going to make it look like it's like it should be rounded. No, or shall I? No, I won't do it on this, but I will show you. I will do another one and show you that as a rounded closure. That way. You'll be able to get that in like that. So, but I quite like that. That's nice. So pull that out. You can open that and open that. So we've just now got the little pocket to add in the bottom. So if you want to add another flap, you can do. I'm going to add the pocket, so I'm going to cut that glue tab off. I'm just going to cut off the actual tab and about 1/8 of an inch as well. That way I can get this on like so, and it's not going to interfere with anything. But I will round that little corner there, and then that fits like so. Now I think what I might do with this one is I'm going to add my patterned paper before I put this down. For the simple reason is I want to cover all my workings out, and if I don't put them on now, where my glue is for my pocket, it's going to stop that. So I will add that first, and that is going to be 7. I'm going to just use this paper here, so it'll be 7 3/8. No, it will be 8 3/8 by 5 3/8. So get it right. Like so. There we are. So that goes on like that. And then we can we can then ink these edges. Like so. So let's move that out of the way. And that. And then we're going to put that one down like that. So add our glue, although that's really, really nice. Because I've got I'm actually using, doesn't matter because that's going to be covered. I'm going to use that side actually. I quite like that. This cow's head poking through. Yes. Right. So, add the glue. And we can push it on like so. There we are. So that's that. And then we can add our pocket on. Now as I say, that corner's going to be hidden. And that looks perfect. So glue just around those sides. So just 3 sides. You're only going to be able to fit a small little tag in here, but it uses the card up. Now we'll need to just cut this bit down. So I'm going to cut this down to 1/8 of this side and 1/8 off of this side. Like so, and then that should be perfect. Round and ink. We say round and ink. There we are. And stick that on. And then that's your little pocket, and I will end up covering the inside, but probably with pattern paper. And again, I will cover these here with my offcuts as well. But I actually like this, the back page. I always tend to do the back page the best. I don't know why. I think it's because I've already had one go, and then if I want to change something, I do it on the back. What I should do is the back page first and then the front page. But that's just how we work. So that is then the front and back covers covered. So next we're going to go on to our pages. Okay, cutting pages 1. So we're going to cut part A first, and that's going to be 8 inches by 4 3/4. So that's your part A. And for part B, we're going to keep this part here because we may be able to do we can do part A for page 4 with it, and that's going to be, so that's 8 inches by 4 7/8. Okay, so I'm just going to write on that quickly if I can find what I've done with the pencil. I'll just write on here, page 4, part A. And we'll put that to the side and that there. So coming on to part B, for page 1 we want 9 inches by 4 3/4. And we're going to score the 2 short sides at a half and then at a half again on the opposite side. So that's your page 1. So we might as well go ahead and do page 4. So for part B, that is 9 by 4 7/8. Like so. And again, score them on the 2 short sides at a half and at a half again on the opposite side. And that's your part B for your page 4. So we're going to put those into my little box over here so I know where they are. So we're going to do the page flaps and or the pull out photo mats, and that is, we're going to do 2 of those, and these are exactly the same size. So these are 9, I'm just double checking, 9 by 7 5/8, like so. And then these are scored at 4 1/8. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. So that is then your flaps and your 2 pages. Now for page 2 and 3, these are going to be the same. So these are going to be part A is going to be 8 inches by 2 1/2. So I'm going to check to see whether or not I've got any scraps that I can use. So that is 1. And these are, this is by 8. I think I had that right. Yes, I did. So that is your one side. Again, you'll need 2 of those. So 8 by 2 1/2. And then your part B is going to be 9 by 2 1/2, but I don't think I've got any ones that I might have. I've got one here, 9. Oh, that's 9 by 2 1/2. And you're going to score these on the short edge at 1/2 inch and on the other short edge again at 1/2 inch. So that is part B for one page. And then again 9 inches by 2 1/2, and this uses up all that excess cardstock. And we're going to go with 1/2 inch on one short side and 1/2 inch on the other, like so. So that is all our pages and sort of done and dusted. The only thing left we've got to do is the tags and the booklets that are going into our pages. But I thought what we'll do is we'll get them all in, and then we'll do all those things afterwards. So I'm going to start with our pages 1, and that's not those ones. Here we go, I've got them here. Now you will need to just take off a little smidge, as I always say, off of the cardstock that hasn't got the score lines on, and that's just to help the score lines fold over so that your cardstock isn't fighting with the card underneath. I'm just going to bring you up a bit and then I can see. So just fold down them score lines and I can add my glue. Now I'm going to add my glue just on one side at the moment. Now this is on the valley fold side, and we will turn it round. Now get it so that it is tapped down, and then you can go ahead and just burnish that in place like so. And you can turn around and do the same thing on this side. Like so, and then fold that over. Now I might need to, now I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't, it's really bowing, so I might need to just cut off a little smidge. Now I'm not going to use my brand new scissors because there's glue all over this, so let me just, it's just a tiny bit like so, and press that down like that, and then that is your page 2. So you can go, sorry, your page 1. So this is going to go in like so. Okay, she says it does go in, I promise. I just may need to cut off a little bit more. No, there we go, it did fit. It does fit. So that's your page 1. So page, we'll do page 4, and then we'll get those pages done because they are the same. So again, a little smidge off the part A side, and a little tiny smidge is about 1/8 of an inch. Just test that in and that's fine. So glue on the glue tab. I'm going to turn it round just so that I can work it over. I'm just tapping it on my desk just to get it level with the top and bottom like so, and then go ahead and burnish that down. Just warm it through with your hands, you'll find that it will start to stick quite quickly. And then more glue and fold that over. There we are. It will eventually stick. So that is your part, sorry, your page 4, which is going to go in like so. And then your other pages are exactly the same. We have just got 2 parts that we are going to just put together. Now one of them is a smaller, it's a smaller part to your page. I think I may need, that's not straight. I didn't think it was straight when I cut it. I thought, that's... There we go. I think I might need a new blade. I'm just pushing that off. There, that's better. So again, glue on the glue tab. And I'm just going to turn that round. Just getting that in place and then push down, and then same here. Oh, that's not sticking. And then glue on there, stick that down like so, and then that is your page 2. Page 3 is the same. Just take a smidge off. Fold those glue tabs over, put your glue on, and get that into place, and then just burnish that down. Okay, so we've done all our pages and things like that, and they're all ready to go. Now the only thing you will need to do, which I didn't do on camera, was the little booklets that are going to go into our pages, sorry, into our mini slots. So the measurements for those are, so for page 2 your booklet is going to measure 9.5 by 7 3/4, and you're going to score at 4 3/4 on the short side. Moving on to page 3, and your booklet is going to measure 10.25 by 7 3/4, and you're going to score at 5 1/8, and again score on the short side like so. So there are my 2 booklets. So putting them in, I'm going to move this out of the way because we don't need that just for the moment. Now I haven't started putting my pages in yet. I'll move them all out of the way. And we're going to start with the pages at the back. So we're going to start with page 4, and we're just going to add that in. Now this book is one of those books where you can either decorate it as you are going through, so you can decorate the pages, or you can decorate it once it's in. Now I'm going to decorate this once it's in because I don't need any, there's no parts that need my pattern paper before we put them in. Not like this one where we had to do cut the pattern paper to as well as the cardstock, so we don't need to do things like that. So all I've done now is I've rounded my 2 corners, and I'm just going to place that on just so that I know that that's where it's going to go. So just double checking that we've got that all right. Yes, we have. Now if you want to have a little tab that comes out of your pocket, then you will need to adjust the sizes of your pocket. Okay, so to add our glue, my glue is overflowing, so I'm just going to add what was the overflowing bit of my glue just with my finger here. Waste not, want not. And again, just along that top edge if you can. And I'm going to just put the excess in there. Now I'm going to make sure that my glue tab is on my side B, not my side A. And then we can just go ahead and put them in. Now they should sit quite level if you've leveled your hinges. Now mine is slightly running up, so I'm just going to add that in like so, and then just burnish that down when you're ready. So that's a flap, wrong one, it goes, the short edge goes in. Now I will round these corners as well so that they all correspond with the roundness of your page. So then you can put in your page 3. Now with that I am going to mitre these corners. Now I didn't do it before because I wasn't actually sure what I was going to do. So this is going to go in our page like so, and once you get your booklet in, it is going to just fit in like so. Okay, and it will lay flat. So glue again onto your hinge. I'm just taking that part off, getting glue everywhere. There we go, glue along there, and glue along that part there, and then we can stick it in. Again, I'm going to make sure that the glue tabs are all on the back. That is going just down like so. Now we'll round these corners. I forgot to do that, so I will round them now. So we're going to do that on these ones just before we put it on, make it a bit easier on ourselves. Like so. And then I will round these corners on our booklets as well. And it's going to be all 4 corners. And this one here. Okay, so that's then our pull-out photo mat for the back. And that's page 1. This is the biggest one. So the biggest pull-out booklet goes on the back. So let's go ahead and put our page on. So again, glue just along that top edge. Oops. Oh, forgot to add mitre those corners. And I'm not using my brand new scissors for that. And push that in like so. Now if you want to have it so it comes up level with that page, you can, but I might have it just down a little bit like so. You're not going to see that anyway once that your booklet is in, which is here. And then that booklet goes there. So add the glue along the hinge and we can stick this in. Make sure you're level with your sides. That's it. So that then is the pages in. So all we need now to do is to decorate. But that then is our recipe book for done. So I've really enjoyed this series of videos. They have been a joy to work with. And how quick and easy are they? Are they? And not a piece of grey board in sight. So if you've liked them, please don't forget to subscribe, comment and like and share if possible. The more people I get to come and visit my channel and view my products, the more I can carry on doing all these videos for free. So please do subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. And all my clicks, oh, I can't get my words out today. All my links are in the description box down below. Thanks ever so much for watching. And I will see you again on the next one.